On February 11th, 2022, a terrified woman called 911 from a quiet neighborhood in Ohio. At first, the call seemed normal. She whispered that someone was inside her house. But then the operator heard something strange. A second voice, very close to the phone. The woman suddenly stopped talking, and for the next 7 seconds the line stayed completely silent. Then the call ended. Police arrived less than 6 minutes later. But by then, the entire house was empty. Dispatchers handle thousands of emergency calls every year. Most are stressful, some are tragic. But every once in a while, there's a call that stays with them forever. Not because of what was said, but because of what wasn't. The case of 29-year-old Hannah Reed quickly became one of the strangest disappearances investigators had ever seen. No signs of forced entry. No evidence of a struggle. Just one terrifying phone call, and a house that looked like its owner had vanished in the middle of the night. Chapter 1. Who was Hannah Reed? Hannah Reed lived alone in a small suburban neighborhood outside Columbus, Ohio. She worked remotely as a graphic designer and was described by friends as quiet, creative, and extremely independent. According to family members, Hannah loved horror movies and true crime podcasts. Ironically, she was also incredibly careful about personal safety. She always locked her doors. She had cameras installed outside the house, and every night before bed, she checked every window in the house twice, which is why what happened on February 11th made absolutely no sense. Chapter 2. The First Strange Things. About 2 weeks before her disappearance, Hannah started texting friends about strange noises outside her home late at night, footsteps near the back porch, tapping sounds against the windows. Once, she even claimed someone tried turning the back door handle around 2 a.m. But every time police checked the area, they found nothing. No footprints, no damage, nothing. Friends later said Hannah became increasingly paranoid during those final days. She stopped sleeping well. She kept her lights on constantly. And 3 days before she vanished, she bought a baseball bat and placed it beside her bed. Chapter 3. The Night of the Call. On February 11th, Hannah spent most of the evening at home watching movies. Around 11:40 p.m., she texted her best friend, saying she felt like somebody was outside again. Her friend told her to call the police if she heard anything else. About 20 minutes later, she did. At exactly 12:07 a.m., Hannah called 911. The dispatcher later described her voice as shaky and terrified. Hannah whispered, "There's someone in my house." The operator asked where she was hiding. Hannah replied, "In my bedroom. I heard footsteps downstairs." Chapter 4. The Second Voice. At first, the dispatcher believed it was a possible break-in, but then the call took a disturbing turn. While Hannah was speaking, another voice could suddenly be heard faintly in the background. Investigators later enhanced the audio multiple times. To this day, nobody agrees on what the voice actually said. Some believe it whispered, "I found you." Others think it said nothing at all. But one thing is certain. Hannah heard it too, because she immediately stopped talking. Chapter 5. The Silence. For 7 seconds, the line stayed completely silent. No movement, no breathing, nothing. Then suddenly, there was a loud crashing sound, and the call disconnected. Chapter 6. The Empty House. Police arrived at Hannah's home less than 6 minutes later. The front door was locked, no broken windows, no signs of forced entry. Officers searched the entire house room by room. Nobody was inside, but investigators quickly noticed several disturbing details. Hannah's phone was still lying on her bedroom floor. The television downstairs was still running, and the back door was slightly open. Chapter 7. The Security Footage. Detectives immediately pulled footage from Hannah's outdoor security cameras, but the footage created even more questions. At 11:58 p.m., one camera briefly captured what appeared to be a tall figure standing near the tree line behind Hannah's house. The figure didn't move, didn't approach the home, just stood there, watching. Then, exactly 1 minute before the 911 call, all exterior cameras suddenly lost signal. Chapter 8. The investigation goes cold. Despite a massive investigation, police found almost no physical evidence inside the house. No fingerprints belonging to strangers. No DNA. Detectives even considered the possibility that Hannah staged the disappearance herself. But family members strongly denied that theory. Hannah left behind her wallet, car keys, phone, even her dog. It was as if she simply vanished. More than 4 years later, Hannah Reid has never been found. The 911 recording remains one of the most disturbing pieces of evidence investigators have ever released publicly. And according to neighbors, strange things still happen near the abandoned house late at night. Lights turning on by themselves, shadows moving near the windows, and sometimes faint knocking sounds coming from inside the empty home. So what do you think happened to Hannah Reid? Was someone stalking her for weeks before finally entering the house that night? Or is there something investigators still aren't telling the public? Leave your theory in the comments below, and subscribe for more true crime mysteries every week.